Hey folks, welcome back to GP Reactions. My name is Gail. This is my channel. I'm going to be listening to a little bit of music in just 2 seconds. That's before that. I just want to thank everybody for joining me on this channel, for subscribing, commenting, suggesting music to listen to, of which I will get round to making a new list of all the comments and the music that has been suggested, because I think there's some pretty tasty ones amongst all that. And also, just for anyone who has donated to buy me a coffee, and if you want to hear your track played real quick, donating to buy me a coffee, that would basically do the trick. I will sort of then react to that. That said, I am going to be reacting to a track by Ultravox. I've never heard of this one before. Apparently, it's a B-side to the single The Thin Wall, which was taken from the album Rage in Eden. And I do believe that the track I Never Wanted to Begin was featured on later, maybe CDs, as a bonus song. So, so The Thin Wall actually peaked at number 14 in the summer of 1981. And we have, in Ultravox, we have Warren Kane on drums, percussion, Chris Cross on bass, synths. We have Billy Cody on synths, piano, and Midgeo on lead guitars and synths, and they all sort of play other instruments as well. So, yeah, looking forward to this one. So, without further ado, this is Ultravox. I Never Want to Begin, the B-side to The Thin Wall. The drums are there.
Shadows cut off cloth was stolen, promises were broke. We wound our watch to stretch the time in case that no one got the joke. I never wanted to begin. Name that sin. Name that sin. Dim and distant kisses chill before I catch my death. Etch every name upon the door and note the ones who never rest. We know you will be within. Name that sin. Name that sin.
Okay, before we go on, I feel this song is about to explode, and sometimes there's a reason why songs make good B-sides but not good A-sides, and maybe we'll find out in this song. However, if in the next minute it takes me somewhere else, then I will take that back and say that it should have been a double A-side. But I'm loving the drums in this. I'm loving this sort of like it's very dark. The dark sort of like harmonizing the Name That Sin. It is. I don't know why I kind of picture them all in like hoods in like some sort of dark Masonic um cave, or I don't know, like dungeon or castle or something. It was just so. I mean, it's good enough to evoke those kinds of thoughts in me. So maybe there'll be something more to this song that's going to like literally explode. Hoping.
Shattered captives climbing gates to a whole new lands of fame. For mad kings rowing over lakes, connecting rooms in black sedans. They never wanted to win. Name that sin.
Another keys coming in. That was interesting. I think had I bought the Fin War and flipped it over, I wouldn't have said that this was a bad B side. Pretty standard for the day. Definitely not. I would say definitely not prime album material, but a very nice little song. And I'm not sure that the lyrics are meant to make too much sense, but just to kind of give you the overall idea that there's secrets and there's darkness and there's sins and there's people up to no good and it maybe it's a just a very vague comment on governments and people in power. I Who knows, but it was good. I liked the little chant that did actually kind of give me that the whole kind of cloaky sort of inner darkness, talking about I don't know plotting. It just kind of gave me a vibe, and that's the best I can take away from this song, really. Uh, I liked I think it might be electronic violin, or maybe on a synth. That I'm sure it's Billy Curry. Um, yeah, and obviously Mijua's voice is always really, really good, no matter what you listen to. But it was all right. It was okay. I'm actually interested to see what other people say about this. So let's see if anyone's actually commented on it. 9 comments. The big reviews really like cheese fingers, so called free thinking worlds. Um, should have been an A side. I was kind of like, I think if it had taken off, like really taken off, um, gone up a couple of gears, then maybe because slow burners, slow burning records can often become absolute classics. But I think this was like, let's have a bit of an experiment with, maybe the drums and just a slightly different sound to see what could be. And I think it probably made for quite a nice contrast to the A side for Thin Wall. Yeah, so it seemed to be a bit more stripped back. This did um, less heavy on the synths, although obviously they are sort of synth band. So yeah, just that's kind of just my feelings about this, and don't really know what else to say because I think it was just one of those B-side records that you would listen to maybe in a day. Maybe you'd probably flip a couple of times because back in the day, I mean, you didn't even have CDs, and if you bought this as a single, you really would play all the B-sides. I remember doing that with every record I had, and that's how. And I did that right into the 80s, and probably when I finished collecting records and stuff. Or I just kind of like changed what I was doing and CDs became the thing. But yeah, flipping a record was definitely the big thing to do back in the 70s and 80s. And because there might be a gem on the other side. I've had that with Tempe records that I bought where you think, oh, the A side's all right. Yeah. B side's fantastic. And you kind of it then explains why, certain records which never charted. Um, become why they never charted and maybe the mistakes that they made that they should have chosen the track on the other side. I think Dear God was from the XTC was a B-side, so yeah, and that got flipped a lot in America, caused a lot of controversy. I hadn't heard that record for many, many years either. So no, it was actually nice to hear a B side, and I do respect B sides, but I'm not here to really review records. I'm here to react. And my reaction to this was kind of how I would react back in a day if I heard a B side and it was okay. Um, and yeah, this was okay. I I wouldn't have had it as an A side, but I would have loved the A side, for sure. And this would have just been a bit of a bonus on the B side. So, folks, let me know what you think. Let me know what you feel about this record. If you remember flipping over the single and listening to this, then please let me know as well. Until next time, take care of yourselves and have a fantastical day tomorrow. And the weekend is just around the corner.